Hello again, it's Elizabeth and I'm here in my art loft. The other day I showed you several boxes I had made with book board and covered them with paper. Today I'm going to show you a really easy paper box that you can make from just scrap paper. And just about everybody has scrap paper. You could have a whole set of these set on your desk and with various ephemera in them or whatever. And you can make a top and bottom, or you could just make, I'll open this one first because that one's got secret stuff in it. Or you could just make a double thickness one. And if you made a double thickness one, then it's going to be really sturdy and hold a lot of stuff. Like, you could put paints in it, holds it up. I don't know what I've got that's heavy. Here's a big paint. Yeah. See, that will even hold that. I'm just holding it from the edge. But these boxes are easy to make, and you can make, like I said, a whole slew of them. And you can make lids that fit on them very snugly, like this one's very snug right now. It's hard to open. Well, open it back up from the bottom. And of course, you can make them out of every color that you wanted to. If you want to make them for a gift box. I got a little blue on my fingers too. Look at that. Isn't that awful? I was playing with my new Stays On ink pad I got today. Didn't have a blue one before, and it's teal, and I love teal. Anyway, this one is very thick, and I made all kinds of sizes to show you that they can be made in little bitty with a short top. You have to do that a little differently than you'll do what I'll show you today, but we can go into that if you're really interested. Just let me know. I can give you dimensions for any of these. Even this one. This one's really harder to make though, because when the sides are taller than the bottom is wide, then you have to do trimming of the squares and things. So it makes it a little more difficult. But it's still doable. Isn't that a cute little box? You could put your, paper clips in there? If you had some. I don't have any paper clips. I don't know where they all went. Okay, so the first thing that we do is we want to pick out a piece of paper for our lid and a piece of paper for the bottom. I've chosen this for the lid and this one for the bottom. And what you do then is to cut the bottom piece, the piece that's going to be the bottom of your box, to be 1/4 inch less than the piece that's your top box. So if you start with 6 inches for your top, then you would make it 5 3/4 for the bottom. And when I did this, of course, when I did the bottom, I trimmed it on my paper trimmer, and I made sure that it was, because I already cut it, see, I made sure it was totally square. Well, the top isn't totally square because this is older stuff. So I'm just going to trim off this extra edge here because I can tell from that it's not square. And if it's not square, it won't kill it. I mean, it won't make it so that you can't use it at all. But it makes it much nicer and much trimmer and fit better. If you want your box to fit perfectly, then it should be trimmed to square. Okay, so that's about square. It doesn't matter that that's maybe not totally straight, but the fact that it was longer one direction than the other, it does make a difference. So we'll go to this corner, and we will fold. So we folded both diagonals. And it's still not perfectly square, but it's a lot closer, so it's going to work. Okay, so then what we do is to open it up and fold to the center, the point to the center on each of our points. So you can either do it, turn it around and do it that way, or you can just do one right after the other. And when you're doing them to the point to the center, it doesn't have to go exactly. You want to leave just a little tiny space there, and you'll see why later. But these lines that were the folds should be directly opposite each other. Okay, this one to the center, and there should be just a little tiny space between your edges here. I mean, you don't have to leave a space, but if you do leave a space, it makes it a little bit easier because there's a thickness of the paper, and anytime the thickness is there, you have to account for it. And on our next little thing we're going to do, you'll see why. Excuse me. And see, we want those lines across from each other. Okay, and then the next thing you do is you fold this side. So we folded the points to the middle. Now we're folding the sides to the middle. So we'll fold each side to that middle line. And if it crinkles up like that, then you stick your finger in there and just kind of straighten it out so it'll come out nice and pretty. This is called a cupboard fold if you want to do origami. And you ever look at that, you'll see why. Again, these lines should be right across from each other. And this time you can get them a little closer together, but they don't have to be butted right up to each other. And then we're going to fold these to the middle. So everything's done on all four sides. First the points to the middle, then the sides to the middle. And I'm looking at the creases there. Don't know if you can see that on camera, but that's how I'm judging where the middle is. Turn it around, and the other side to the middle. Curved over nicely to the middle, and your edges should line up too. See how your edges should line up there? Okay, now we're going to take two of these points and we're going to fold them out like this, and then we're going to fold the other two sides down to the middle. We're just recreasing it where it had already been creased. And then we're going to take this first square from the edge and we're going to fold it in half diagonally. Okay, so we're going to fold that in half diagonally. So this side should come up to this side. And you can see that that's going to be the corner of your box. And you can lay it down to do it, make it easier perhaps. Get your fingers in there so you can see it. Okay, so what we did was we took the first square from the edge and we folded that in half diagonally, and it just goes in there really easily. And then we're going to take this square, first square, I might have to point that down into there. We're going to do the same thing there. Just bring that edge up to that edge, and you can lay it down so that you can crease it. Okay, and then we're going to take this and tuck it in. Okay, same thing on the other side. So first square from this edge, fold it diagonally so that that edge comes up to that edge. We can again lay it down on the table to make it easier to do. So that's where it is, and there's where the fold needs to be creased, right along there. And then the other side, first square from the edge, diagonal fold, bringing it up to fit. And come on, of course it has to give me problems. And then we lay it down there. I'm trying to do it so that you can see it, that's why I keep turning it around. And just lay it down like that and crease that. Then we should be able to just take this and fold it in like this. Now sometimes it will just fold and stay there beautifully, but sometimes they keep trying to pop out into the middle, and if they do, all you need to do is put a little sticker there and it will keep it stuck. And there you have an easy peasy square box. And in this case, it turned out from a 12-inch sheet of paper. The box is now 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches, hopefully. And it is 2 1/4 inches approximately. 2 1/4, no, it's 2 1/8, it looks like, high. So 4.5 inches by 2, and well, it's a little bit less actually than 4.5. It's 4 1/4. Can you not measure? Shame on me. Yep, when we sit that side up straight, it's 4 1/4 and 2 1/4. Okay. So now we're going to do the bottom, and we do it exactly the same way. How did we do the other one? We fold it diagonally, and I know it's hard to see that white on the white table, isn't it? But when I pick it up, it makes it a little bit easier. There might be a shadow under it. but we want to get our corners perfectly together. Just flatten it down, go out to each edge, make a beautiful crease. And you really don't need that crease. That crease is just so that you know where to put everything else. Where you know what your middle is. Okay, and same thing, make a crease, go out to each edge, each corner. And then what we're going to do is fold our corners to the center. So corner to the center, corner to the center, and like I said, you don't have to have them go across from each other, but you could. It makes it a little bit easier sometimes. Corner to the center, making sure that that fold is right across from this fold, and I know I bet you can't see that on the camera, but I can barely see it, and I can actually feel it, so I know where it is. Okay, and then we're going to fold the sides. Get in there, you're not quite there. There's where I want you. There we go. Then we're going to fold the sides to the center. So we just fold from the side that we're on. And again, your sides should be even. And I do like to do these opposite each other, because otherwise you'd be folding and unfolding and folding and unfolding and folding and unfolding. There's no sense in that. Okay. Just creasing those, finger creasing them down. Use my thumbnail. Can use a bone folder. Bone folders will work fine. Or anything else. A spatula. You can use a spatula. One lady in one of the groups I'm in uses a spatula instead of a bone folder, and she does just about as good as anybody with a bone folder. But I do have a spatula right over there, because I was mixing some paint the other day. Okay. That was another story. Okay, again, this should go right to the middle, and that one doesn't look right, but I'll fix it, because it doesn't look even, see, with my edges. So let's squish you just a little bit more right there, and you'll fit better. There we go. And squish you out just a teeny bit. On this, it doesn't matter that much, but on certain things, you do need to have your things more exact. Okay, so again, what do? We pull out two of these things, either two, the opposite ones, and then we fold this to the middle, just re-creasing those folds. Then we find the first square from the edge. We don't do the triangle, we do the first square, and we bring the one thing up to the other thing. So just like that. And then we can hold on to this, lay it down, however it works easiest for you, and then just crease that's under there. Okay, we bring the first square. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. You can look at it like that. And you know that's going to be it, because it's just the opposite of this one. So you know that's going to be the square that you're using. Make that go down, and just crease that. And then on the other side, first triangle, first square it is. And we'll go with that right here like this. Bring that up. We can turn that around and put it down on the table. No magic here, just formulation of how you do it. This is a square. So we're going to make that go down here. Bring that up. Any way that you want to do it, you do that square, fold that square as a diagonal. Man, my mouth is not working today. Maybe I had too much popcorn. Okay, so we do that, and then and I forgot to turn that one on. Then we fold these inside. And then this should fit inside the other box. Now, when I put those one inside the other, I usually have, see, this side's thicker because it had all that stuff that we folded together inside of it, right? So I usually put the thicker side of this one to the thinner side of this one, and I think it goes together a little easier that way. And this is a very tight one. Sometimes they're not that tight. I must not have gone a whole 1/4 inch. Get in there, you. There. I may never get it apart again. But there you have a nice little 4 and a little bit inch box. And didn't take us but about, what, 15 minutes to do that? Let's see. Yep, 15:03. So there we have it. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them at the bottom. Hit the like button, subscribe, share it if you like. Thank you. Bye-bye.